This may be hard to believe. Donald Trump is reaching for the remote control. The love affair between Trump and Fox News fraying. Trump today calling into Fox's Brian Kilmeade's radio show to say this.
The polls are phony, too. I mean, in all fairness, among my worst polls always is Fox. I have to say that. I'm not happy with Fox. You were a solid, I used to say you were a solid 6, maybe a 7, but you're getting much better.
Trump also lashing out at the network on Twitter, lamenting that Fox, quote, isn't working for us anymore, prompting Fox host Brett Hume to respond, Fox isn't supposed to work for you. All this striking because of the deep bond Trump has had with Fox, appearing on Fox channels more than any other outlet combined, while his administration maintains a revolving door with the Fox Green Room. Trump has also invited Fox hosts to speak at a rally, all of whom remain staunch defenders of this president. But in the last several weeks, some hosts and guests have criticized Trump, setting him off. Watch.
He seems to really, at this point, be the odd man out on a lot of issues there, whether it's trade, whether it's Iran, whether it's climate change. And in fact, some people are calling it the G6 plus one.
Most of the top polling candidates in a head-to-head would beat Donald Trump.
So far, despite the president's claims to the contrary, there is no new wall. The president also said in the tweet that the wall is going up rapidly. It is not. As we just reported, there is no new wall.
I am joined now by progressive activist and author Sally Kohn and journalist and media analyst Eric Bowler. Eric, let me begin with you. First of all, what in the world is going on between Trump and Fox? How do you look at it from a media analyst perspective?
Well, it's interesting. He's taken shots at them in the past, and I've always kind of dismissed it. It always seemed kind of like a head and shoulder fake, a way to give them cover so Fox News can say, oh, we do journalism, we're not propaganda. Even Donald Trump is upset with us. This is much more detailed and ferocious now. So you start to wonder if he's actually in such a thick bubble, such a paranoid, insecure bubble that he actually believes Fox News is after him. It might be the latest example of his sort of descent into madness if he thinks that everyone for 24 hours should sound like Sean Hannity on Fox News. So this is interesting. I don't know where else he's going to turn. I mean, no one else gives him that almost godlike coverage that Fox News does. So if he's going to turn off Fox News, there's nothing else to watch.
All right. So does this, you think, Sally, represent a change in Fox's stance towards the President Trump? When you kind of survey the entire landscape, there's always been a few pockets of independence there, if you want to call that, with Chris Wallace and a few others. But overall, is this a change for Fox News' position towards Trump?
Yeah, I mean, I was a Fox News commentator for a couple of years, so I happen to be a proud one of those pockets of independence, and was always glad when they came up. And you're right, they have throughout both the campaign and during this administration. So there is something about this moment and why he's choosing now. And I think it has to do with two things, really. One is he is just throwing darts at everything he can find to try to distract from the economy. And the fact that he is sinking the economy. There are now predictions of a recession explicitly because of his trade war, his reckless, immature back and forth. And we're seeing press across the board that, groups that have been conventionally with him, strong supporters, farmers, Rust Belt, et cetera, are no longer. And so he wants to distract from that story, first and foremost. And second, I think the other piece under here, especially when you see him attacking around the polling numbers, is he's pissed that it doesn't look like he's going to win re-election. And he doesn't want anyone telling that story. So this is him in full freak out mode. And I have to be honest, it's fun to watch.
All right, so Trump seems especially sensitive about polls because you talked about that. Take a listen to this.
Fox has changed, and my worst polls have always been from Fox. There's something going on at Fox, I'll tell you right now, and I'm not happy with it.
I'm asking about the Fox poll that they had you underwater against your main...
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
What is going on there? What do you make of that?
Well, yeah, so she's right. I mean, the polling, that's his bread and butter, right? I mean, he lives and dies at that. That Fox poll is atrocious. He was at 38% versus every Democratic. I mean, the election is not that far off. If you're the incumbent and you're sitting at 38%, you should find other plans in a year or so. So, simple things like that, numbers really throw him off. And the other thing that must be so confusing for the Fox News viewer, right? You watch Fox News and those hardcore viewers have it on 8, 10, 10, 12 hours a day. They watch it. It's nonstop worship for Trump. And then you're reading his tweets, and Trump's telling you Fox News is out to get me. What do they make of this? I don't know where they turn at this point.
He still has his allies with the folks like Brian Kilmeade, The Morning Show. He also has Sean Hannity, probably one of his biggest, Judge Jeanine on Saturday nights. Can this president, realistically win re-election if he doesn't have Fox News in his corner?
I mean, I've stopped making predictions anymore. Look, the first thing is this: what's true is that this president cannot. He's already tight. He cannot win re-election if he continues to destroy the economy because of his own immature, reckless, wanton, ill-advised, to call even economic policy is an insult to the words economic and policy. So that's the first case. The second case is if he continues to try to distract from his increasingly reckless economic policy with more and more policies of hate and otherizing and demeaning and dehumanizing, such as you were just discussing in your last segment, that will carve off those 3 to 10 swing voters in this country. So he is on a path. He already had a hard road to re-election. He is on a path to somehow miraculously making his path even harder. And what he's trying to do here, literally, is shoot the messenger and hope that the people don't believe him.
And we'll have to wait and see how it all plays out. All right, Eric, Sally, thank you both for joining us this evening.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.